You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go easy.
Hi, Indulgence Gang. Welcome back. So, today we're going to go over the culture shocks that I've experienced in Nihon versus Mzansi. My observations will be strictly uncensored, meaning raw and unfiltered. So, the intent in this regard is not slander, discrimination, or any unjust cause you can possibly think of, but to just tell it like it is. So, without any further ado, let's get right onto it. Let me start off with the language barrier. To be honest, I knew that I was coming here to help with English, obviously, right? I just underestimated the extent at which help is required. I landed in Japan and immediately lost my voice to speak. No one could even comprehend a single question in English, and as a result, some would even avoid talking to me before I could even open my mouth and utter a single word. And that takes me to the second one, shyness and or quietness. I think we can all agree that a lot of people are familiar with how lively and unapologetically loud Mzansi is. I mean, look at how Amapiano is taking the world by storm. Here, on the other hand, it's so quiet. If you're a person who doesn't enjoy their own company, then I guarantee you that this isn't it for you. The people here are so shy and quiet, it's unbelievable. It's almost like they're not living, just existing. But then I get it that they also have those things that define and make them whole. Every nation must have those things. Japanese are so shy and quiet that it's sometimes mistaken for rudeness. Like I would maybe try to approach and ask them something, especially when I had just landed here, and they would just walk away. Only later I had to learn that it's just their coping mechanism, but they're actually very nice and kind. While we're still on the second aspect, guys, I can't play music or a movie in my apartment without using earphones. Even the slightest noise is a nuisance to them. Some would even call the police on you instead of approaching you first. It's so quiet to an extent that you can hear footsteps, like literally. While in SA, we would just make noise without any consideration whatsoever of the neighbors or other people at all. So even though it might seem like one is imprisoned here, there's actually a refreshing peace of mind and an outstanding level of humility. The next thing that shocked me, but not that much considering the fact that this is a first world country, is the trains. Literally everywhere. Well, we all know that they are only accessible in big cities like Johannesburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, and so on in Saudi, but I got here and they are literally everywhere. I was a bit amazed, and to top it up, every station has Wi Fi access. Obviously, my South African SIM card ceased to function the moment I boarded the plane in OR Tambo, right? So it took me about a month before I got a Japanese one. Yep, admin is insane here. And all that time I relied on Wi Fi at the hotel and stations. Obviously, that's not the case in Mzansi. Guys, the next one is what shook me the most. I then started work, right? So I was starting to grasp a little bit of Japanese from the teachers and students. Did I not hear them repeatedly saying, hi, hi, hi? Like, Hi in Mzansi could mean a lot of things, ranging from no to get off to leave me alone to whatever, only to find out that here it means yes. It really took me some time to comprehend it. Oh, before that, have you ever heard of indoor shoes? Well, basically, here the norm is that when you enter the house, you take off your outdoor shoes and put on your slippers. This is one of the things that you learn about during online training, but to actually experience it in person is mind blowing. I had to prepare two pairs of sneakers that would just stay in my lockers at both my schools. It's not even a locker, it's more like a closed cupboard. This country is so safe. In Mzanzi, they would have long been gone. So every time I walk in and out, I change my shoes. We hardly work in one school. It's always two or three maximum interchangeably. So if you wear a suit and sneakers to work, it's a bit weird and unusual, right? I put it to you guys that it's very normal here. Mainly because you have to change into clean indoor shoes when you enter a building. Even if you visit someone's house, they will offer you their visitor's slippers. I've gathered that it's always sneakers because of recurring natural disasters here like earthquakes, typhoons, and the likes. So it would be easier for students and everyone to run. Speaking about shoes, no fancy clothes at school. And by fancy, I don't mean branded clothes like Nike, Adidas, and so on and so forth, but flashy and attention grabbing ones. If anything, they mostly wear those labels because they play sports and work out a lot. They can change from sportswear in the morning to formal clothes during lessons or meetings, and then back to their Adidas shorts or something in a single day. That is weird, right? Yes, well, the schools have changing rooms. But in Mzansi, we like to dress up nicely. Like you'd wear your colorful flower print dress to work that's maybe showing off the shoulders, or a skirt that has a slit or something. Oh my god, my choices are so limited here that I run out of things to wear. Even the teachers are always repeating clothes, so it has become a norm to me. We wear the same clothes over and over again. Another thing, I can't wear my hair how I'd like to. While some companies and schools allow plaiting and braiding, my company strictly forbids them. We can't wear makeup either, nor put on nails or nail polish. Sorry, it's believed that it will give students wrong impressions. I look at the pictures of my friends who are teachers in South Africa with utmost admiration and envy. For someone who is passionate about fashion like me, it has now become a thing of the past. Both these pictures were taken during two different school occasions, and both the outfits are considered inappropriate in this regard for being too fashionable, I guess. Well, they're basically just simple and show off less. Guys, have you ever heard of cleanup time? Well, it means just that, time to clean. So every day after lunch for about 15 to 20 minutes, not only will you find the students cleaning the school spick and span, but the teachers as well. What? Yep, the students are grouped and confined to a certain spot to clean. Not only do the teachers supervise the cleaning, but they do the actual cleaning too. No wonder the schools are so clean, and quite frankly, the indoor shoes contribute as well. When I was a student, we would just sweep the classroom after school, and then the thorough cleaning, which we call spring cleaning, would occur maybe once every term, if my memory serves me well. Oh, did I mention the greetings? You will find that you've greeted the same person about 10 times in a single day. It's good morning, hello to the English teachers, and Ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa to the Japanese teachers, literally the whole morning and day at school. Contrary to South African culture, not that we don't greet our teachers, but we just do it once and that's it for the day. I somewhat think the Japanese custom in this regard is sweet, considerate, and humbling, though, as opposed to annoying, like I've heard. Another thing, I've never seen so many bicycles in my entire life until now. I'm literally always on the lookout for bikes because I'm not used to seeing people in skirts, uniforms, suits, and riding bikes. I'm not yet used to seeing them being used as a common and practical mode of transportation. We hardly use bikes in South Africa, and when we do, it's just for fun and mostly by kids. But one day, there was parents meeting and the parking lot was filled with bicycles. I was so confused. Also, they would lock their bikes and not their cars. Here, they would pass your car running and door open with all your belongings inside and would rather steal bicycles and umbrellas without a blink of an eye. How bizarre is that? To close it off, guys, one thing that I'll never forget is when I was using public restrooms during the first few days of my arrival here. Guys, the toilets here have buttons, so I didn't know which one to press in order to flush. And those ones had no English version. So I just pressed, and the next thing, a security guy was knocking on my door. I didn't open, I just said, Daijobu, and Aluta continua. I'm so used to these amazing washlets now. How the seats warm up when you sit down, especially in cold winter nights. How you can play a sound when you're busy with your business in there. How you can wash your front and rear with clean water. The automatic flush. This is the first thing I'm gonna miss about Japan when I come back home. Guys, I could go on and on and on because I am such a blabbermouth. And there's still more actually, like how they'd separate their trash and throw or take it out on specific days only. But allow me to love and leave you here. I'm sorry, I know that most of my points are school life based. I think that's because I spend most of my time at school, so I'm bound to pick up more culture shocks there than anywhere else. I hope you found them interesting and that you've learned something new from me today. Until next time, kioskete.